what about kids, you know, with parents? There's actually no shame in having a child with dyslexia.
No, we
you know?
still have a bit of that around the place, but we don't.
I've noticed it, like in some parents think, oh, my child is dyslexia, he's going to struggle for the rest of his life academically, and what are we going to do? And like, it's not a bad thing to be dyslexic. It's not in any way. We've, as you said there, the assistive technologies we have today, like the Dragon and Ginger and all these different things for spelling. You can get covers now for laptops and desks where it's softer. As you were speaking earlier, we can read easier. And I've noticed your book isn't the white. If that was white, no, I couldn't. I'd be looking at that and I'd be getting blurry eyed.
Oh, it's off-white.
Yeah,
it's
off-white.
I was very particular about that, and because it's a UK publisher, and I got them to send me the paper to make sure it felt right as well, and that it wasn't shiny. And of course, most textbooks are white and shiny.
What's the problem
for
with
visual
white?
stress?
Is white a problem for people that have dyslexia?
No, people with visual stress. And some people with dyslexia have visual stress.
Oh, I see.
Which is the white bouncing off and the light and everything else. So that's why black and white print particularly would be really difficult for them. And they, like a lot of my students, prefer blue paper and yellow paper and things like that.
Yellow would be something that I would like.
You like that, yeah.
And the other thing as well is I'd have a little card and you'd read the lines individually, because I used to skip the top of a paragraph, a page, and go to the bottom and try to get the end of the story to make it faster, so I'd just finish. Then I'd be reading 2 lines into the bottom paragraph, so I'm after missing 3 paragraphs, and I say, fuck, what was... And then I'd give out to myself and say, I have to go back up the top now and read that. And it was just never something that I really liked doing, reading section.
And you couldn't take in what you were reading, because
that's why I didn't like it.
Focused on just the act of reading the words. You just reading the word was enough.
The act of I've never heard anyone explain it like that before. I was so annoyed with the act of actually reading, because I knew I wasn't going to understand the wording and what it meant, that I just hated doing it. I have to read it again. I still wouldn't understand it. It's the same with certain words. Certain words I just cannot for the life of me understand. You know, I'll get it, then I'll forget it, then I'll get it, I'll be able to spell it, then I'll forget how to spell it again. And it's just different things happen.
Yeah.
You know, so going back to what I initially did say, was about the kids. Like, some kids would have dyslexia, and the parents would thinking is it a really, really bad thing. What would you say to those parents, Sascha?
It's difficult to get rid of those views when the media always sensationalises it. We've still got that media saying about famous dyslexics, they struggled with dyslexia, and despite their dyslexia they achieved, actors like Orlando Bloom, people like that, who would talk positively about the dyslexia, but the media always makes that hype around it. And we need to change the language around it, really, and for them to see those messages, which it is getting better. There's organisations, particularly in the UK, that are looking at the positives of dyslexia and seeing how they are the movers and shakers actually in society, if we could only see it like that. But it is still going to take time. I've got friends who are primary school teachers in England, and in their training with special needs, dyslexics don't get called special needs, but children at risk of dyslexia. I mean, that's an awful, like it's a disease.
What does that even mean?
Yeah. And this is now.
You can't be at risk of dyslexia. You either have it or you don't.
Exactly. And it sounds really scary then, doesn't it?
Contagious or something.
Yes, like a disease. And like saying diagnosis, actually, because then it sounds like a disease. So I don't like saying that either.
Yeah.